Welcome back, beautiful souls, to Nation of Glory, the channel where stories come alive, where every Hollywood face hides a heart, a struggle, and a dream worth telling. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, because today, we have a story that will make you smile, inspire you, and remind you that success doesn't always happen overnight. Sometimes it's the quiet ones, the hard workers behind the curtain, who shine the brightest when the world finally looks their way. This is the story of Sean Gunn, the man who went from small-town dreams to Marvel-sized success. A man whose career teaches us that patience, faith, and love for your craft can take you farther than fame ever could. Sean Gunn was born on May 22, 1974, in St. Louis, Missouri, in a family full of imagination, creativity, and love. He grew up in a lively household, one of 6 siblings, and that energy shaped his humor, his outlook, and his storytelling instincts. But perhaps the most important influence in Sean's life came from the atmosphere of curiosity that surrounded his childhood. Sean's father, James F. Gunn, was a lawyer, and his mother, Letta, was a devoted mother who believed in the power of art, faith, and family. It was a home filled with conversation, laughter, and stories. The Gunn kids would spend hours performing little plays, telling jokes, and imagining worlds far beyond their Missouri neighborhood. Among them was another boy who loved stories, Sean's older brother, James Gunn, who would one day become one of Hollywood's most creative filmmakers. The two shared a bond that would later shape both of their destinies in ways neither of them could have imagined. But for Sean, acting wasn't just a family pastime, it was a calling. From an early age, he knew that storytelling was what made him feel alive. In school, while others dreamed of ordinary jobs, Sean dreamed of stages, cameras, and scripts. He wasn't chasing fame, he was chasing connection. He loved how acting could touch people's hearts, how it could make someone laugh or cry, or simply feel seen. After finishing high school, Sean decided to follow his passion seriously. He went on to study acting at DePaul University's theater school in Chicago, one of the most respected programs in the country. There, he sharpened his craft, learning the art of truth in performance, the beauty of timing, and the discipline it takes to survive in the entertainment world. When Sean graduated, he packed his dreams and moved to Los Angeles, the city of stars, the city where dreams collide with reality. Like countless other actors, he faced rejection after rejection. But Sean never gave up. He took small parts, background roles, commercials, anything that helped him grow. He worked not just to survive, but to learn. And then, one day, a small opportunity came, a TV show called Gilmore Girls. In 2000, Sean was cast as Kirk Gleason, the quirky, unpredictable, and endlessly lovable resident of Stars Hollow. At first, it was supposed to be just a small, one-episode appearance. But something happened. The producers noticed that Sean had a spark, a rare mix of humor and heart. He could make audiences laugh with a single glance, but also make them care deeply about his character. And just like that, Kirk became one of the most unforgettable parts of Gilmore Girls. For 7 seasons, Sean Gunn brought Kirk to life, a man with a new job every week, strange ideas, but the biggest heart in the town. Fans adored him. His comedic timing, his awkward charm, and his pure sincerity made him stand out in a cast full of stars. Kirk wasn't the hero or the heartthrob, he was something better, real. Sean once said that Kirk reminded him of how he saw himself sometimes, someone who tries his best, who messes up, but never stops believing in goodness. That's why audiences connected with him so much. Kirk wasn't perfect, but he was human, and Sean made him shine. During Gilmore Girls, Sean became a cult favorite. Fans at conventions would tell him how much Kirk made them laugh through tough times. How his weirdness made them feel okay about being different. That's what art is supposed to do, make you feel less alone. And Sean, with every episode, did exactly that. But behind the laughter, Sean kept working, writing, performing, exploring new creative corners. He wasn't chasing superstardom, he was building something solid, a career that mattered. After Gilmore Girls ended in 2007, Sean faced what many actors do, uncertainty. Hollywood is tough. One hit show doesn't guarantee another. But instead of waiting for luck, Sean leaned into his relationships, his passion, and his persistence. And that's when his brother, James Gunn, came calling. James had started directing major films, bold, heartfelt, and funny movies that captured the world's attention. But he never forgot his brother's talent. When James began working with Marvel Studios on Guardians of the Galaxy, he knew Sean would be perfect for something special. And what happened next changed everything. Sean Gunn joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not as a flashy superhero, but as one of its most essential and beloved supporting characters, Kraglin Obfonteri, the right-hand man of Yondu and a loyal member of the Ravagers. At first glance, Kraglin wasn't the kind of character that screamed fame. But Sean made him unforgettable. He infused Kraglin with humor, loyalty, and vulnerability. He turned what could have been a background role into a fully alive, beloved personality. Fans started noticing. They saw how much heart Sean brought to every moment, how he made Kraglin more than just a sidekick. But Sean's contributions to Marvel didn't stop there. Behind the scenes, he was also performing as Rocket Raccoon's motion capture double. Yes, every time you saw Rocket moving, climbing, or reacting with raw emotion, that was Sean in a special suit, acting out every beat, every gesture. He gave life to one of Marvel's most iconic CGI characters, working side by side with the voice of Bradley Cooper. It was grueling work, crouching for hours, moving in strange ways, matching digital timing perfectly. But Sean did it with passion. He said in interviews that he loved the challenge, that bringing Rocket to life physically was one of the most rewarding parts of his career. Fans began to realize that Sean Gunn wasn't just an actor, he was an artist of dedication, humility, and talent. He wasn't chasing headlines, he was quietly shaping some of the most memorable moments in modern cinema. As the Guardians of the Galaxy series grew, so did Kraglin's role. By Guardians Volume 3, Kraglin had become a leader, a symbol of loyalty, courage, and growth. And in a way, that mirrored Sean's real life, a man who started in the background, worked tirelessly, and eventually found his place in the spotlight. Sean once said that the best part of working in the Marvel Universe wasn't the fame, it was the family. He loved the camaraderie, the friendships, the chance to work with his brother, and the opportunity to bring joy to millions. He approached every film not like a job, but like a dream he was lucky to live inside. Off-screen, Sean is known for his kindness, humor, and grounded attitude. He's never lost sight of where he came from. Despite all his success, he still carries that same small-town warmth that makes him so easy to love. He often talks about gratitude, for his family, his fans, and the strange, beautiful journey that got him here. And maybe that's what makes his story so powerful. Because, in a world obsessed with instant fame and overnight success, Sean Gunn is proof that slow and steady still wins the race. He's a reminder that being patient, consistent, and passionate is worth more than any headline. That sometimes, the people who seem quietest in the background are the ones making the biggest impact. Sean's story isn't about being the biggest star. It's about being the best version of yourself, and letting your light speak for you. He's a symbol of what happens when you choose love for your craft over the hunger for attention. A man who built a career not on luck, but on loyalty, to his art, his family, and his audience. And through it all, he's never lost his humility. When fans approach him, he smiles, listens, and thanks them genuinely. Because he knows that without them, none of it would matter. When asked what advice he would give young actors, Sean said something simple yet profound: don't worry about being famous. Worry about being good. That's the truth of his journey. It's not about the red carpets or the cameras. It's about showing up, doing your best, and loving what you do. Sean's life reminds us that glory doesn't always roar, sometimes, it hums quietly behind the scenes. Today, as part of the Marvel family, Sean Gunn stands as an example of persistence and passion paying off. He's shown that being genuine, loyal, and hardworking can create a career that lasts, and a legacy that inspires. From Gilmore Girls to Guardians of the Galaxy, from Stars Hollow to the stars themselves, Sean has lived a journey that is both humble and heroic. He started as Kirk, the guy who made us laugh. He became Kraglin, the warrior who made us cheer. And through it all, he remained Sean Gunn, the man who makes us believe that kindness and effort never go out of style. So the next time you see him on screen, remember this: behind every line, every expression, every motion captured moment, there's an artist who earned it the hard way, who never stopped believing, and who never forgot to be grateful. Sean Gunn's story isn't just a Hollywood success, it's a human story. A story of a man who built his life not on being loud, but on being true. And that, dear friends, is what real glory looks like. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and heart of Sean Gunn. If his story touched you, inspired you, or made you smile, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nation of Glory. Your support helps us keep telling stories that remind the world what dreams, dedication, and love can truly achieve. Until next time, stay inspired, stay kind, and remember, glory isn't found in fame, it's found in your soul. This is Nation of Glory, signing off. See you in the next story.